What's up guys, it's Eric with Ferris Engineering. Today we are joined with 3 different wings for the GR86. So we have the high efficiency Swan neck, we've got the bottom mount UCW, we're going to have a top mount UCW. The trunk mounts and the support plates right here are all standardized between the 3, so you'll only need this and then you could actually swap between the 3 wing blades. It's not how we're going to sell it, we're going to sell them as complete kits, but just demonstrating what's going on here as far as trunk mount, support plate, and then 3 different uprights. So we've been asked, and we also understand where people are coming at with the previous bottom mount UCW and how it attached to the trunk wasn't the greatest. We did it, we thought it wasn't bad on our end, but we're pretty good at cutting into cars at this point. Some of our customers struggled a bit. So we went back to the drawing board, we ended up designing the entire mounting kit completely differently. We personally think it looks better now as well. And on top of that, this trunk mount will actually replace and cover up anything that was previously cut by a Ferris product. So if you currently don't like that bottom mount GR86 UCW bottom mount that goes on your trunk, this will cover it up, and we're actually going to do it on our own shop car, which is to the left of Alex, and show you how that goes as far as covering up that large slot that we made and how all this goes together. Tools required. We have a 12mm socket with an impact. You can use a ratchet. 8mm socket goes with only the high efficiency wing. That's for the nuts from the wing mount to the upright. 12mm wrench, that's used for tightening the support plate, not the support plate, the trunk mount bungs. Sharpie if you want to mark your holes instead of using the support plate as a drill bushing. 10mm wrench. As far as Allen wrenches, we use a 5, a 4, and a 2.5 on all of the installs. Paint pen or touch-up paint, good idea for cleaning up the holes that we're about to do. 2¼ inch drill bit with a drill, that's for drilling the holes. We supply the hole saw, which is a 16mm hole saw. That punches a hole in the top skin, makes the cut really nice. We have some isopropyl alcohol and a microfiber to clean off the surface for the double-sided tape, and then I would highly recommend a shop vac and a microfiber with some detail spray to clean up your area and to try and reduce scratches during the install. All right, so first step is we're actually going to remove the nuts on the hinge. This is all not going to be on your car unless you've already previously installed our wing. So this was cut before. We're just going to remove these bolts. This should be solid. Trunk support bracket, and slide that right on. All right, so we have the support plate installed. We're going to then use this as like a drill bushing. Keep in mind that aluminum is softer than steel, so you could easily run into the aluminum. If you want to, you can mark these holes, take this back out. I'm just going to go straight through it because I'm a madman. This is a 1/4 inch drill bit, by the way. All right, so these are the 2 holes that we just made. Keep in mind that all of this will no longer be there unless you installed our previous UCW. These are the 2 new holes. This is all we're going to deal with. That being said, as I use this hole saw on the top side, it's going to mangle this a bit. So we're going to have to fix that on our car. On your car, as long as you don't have this large slot, you should be able to use the hole saw really easily, and the install will be just more simple. So let's just go with that. It's going to be more simple. So the whole idea here is we're going to put a hole saw into this, and it's going to allow these spacers to go. All right, so as you can see, we've put 2 holes in here. This deformation, and this specifically, only happened because we have this slot. Now the other thing to notice here is that we actually went through 2 pieces of metal. There's like a support inner piece. So we actually went through that, into that, and then we're actually into the internal skin. That's where the spacer's actually gonna ride. Same with this one. It's actually not gonna ride on this top part. So keep that in mind as you cut this out. We're gonna clean this up real quick. We're gonna flatten this guy back out, and then we'll be able to install that mount. All right, so what I just did was where we cut, and then we cleaned it. Cut on the trunk. We then paint marked it. So basically giving that steel some rust resistance. You can use a paint pen. You can use actual touch-up paint. But what we're trying to recommend here is that you want a layer of rust protection because we just went to the steel and you don't want it to rust, right? So now we're taking a 50-50 isopropyl and water mix, which will then allow the double-sided tape to adhere to the trunk better. We're going to do the exact same on the trunk mount so that the double-sided tape adheres to the trunk mount as well. All right, so this is a prototype. We haven't die cut the double-sided tape yet, but you'll have double-sided tape and it'll be a lot nicer for the production piece. We've installed these spacers. They go with a 12 mil wrench, and then this should go on there like so. And we're going to basically bolt it on from the bottom. All right, so we are grabbing some 20 millimeter long socket head cap screws. We're installing them through the support plate. All right, so right this moment, we're installing the upright onto the trunk mount. This is specifically the high efficiency upright. And we're torquing it to about 6 foot-pounds, roughly. They are M6 by 16 millimeter long button head cap screws with an M6 by 12 millimeter OD washer that is tightened with a 4 millimeter Allen wrench. These bolts and the tightening torque are the same for every upright. So it's always going to be 16 millimeter long, M6 button head cap screw, and we're always going to tighten to about 6 foot-pounds because the threads are going into All right, so we are installing the high efficiency wing at this point. As far as hardware, these are M5. So we're using M5 button head cap screws with some nylocks. Don't go crazy tight, you know, it doesn't need to be tight. So just tighten it until it stops, and then maybe like a 1/8 of a turn. We're looking at probably around like 4 foot-pounds, something like that, not a ton. All right guys, that concludes the install manual for our GR86, the updated style. Again, this trunk mount and the support plate underneath, it fits all 3 different wings. So high efficiency, Swan neck UCW, and bottom mount UCW. You have your choice, same trunk mount. You can choose and change as you build the car as well. So yeah, go enjoy you a wing.